At exactly 12:23 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time on September 10, 2025, an outdoor stage at Utah Valley University in Orem went silent. What had begun as a typical speaking event, full of political fire and debate, ended in tragedy. Charlie Kirk, conservative activist and co-founder of Turning Point USA, was shot and mortally wounded in front of thousands. What followed would shake the nation. They gathered under a white tent, banners reading the American Comeback Tour and the slogan, "Prove Me Wrong." More than 3,000 people came out, students, supporters, skeptics. Charlie Kirk engaged in debate. A student asked him, "Do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years? Kirk replied, "Too many." Then came the follow-up, "Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years? Kirk's voice echoed, "Counting or not counting gang violence?" And then a single shot rang out. A sharp crack. Kirk clutched his neck. He collapsed from his chair. Blood seeping. Screams. Chaos. Moments that were meant for ideas, words, and discourse became stained with violence. Attendees fled. Security teams scrambled. Cameras shook. Lives changed in an instant. Charlie Kirk was no casual name in modern American politics. By age 18, he co-founded Turning Point USA, a youth organization that grew influential among conservative college campuses. He became known for outspoken views, provocative debates, media appearances, and a committed base. At 31, he was launching the American Comeback Tour, designed to re-energize conservatism on campuses across the country. This Utah event was the first stop. Kirk's mission, to some, was divisive. To others, it was a rallying call. Either way, he drew eyes, supporters, and critics alike. After the shot, law enforcement responded quickly. Campus police, local sheriff's offices, and federal agencies all came into the investigation. A suspect would later be identified, Tyler James Robinson, 22 years old, from Washington, Utah. Authorities say the shot came from a building rooftop some distance away. A bolt-action Mauser rifle was found nearby, hidden in a towel, along with 3 other rounds still loaded. A spent cartridge in the chamber. Surveillance footage, social media activity, forensic trails, all pieces of the puzzle investigators are now dissecting. The motive? Still under investigation. Some evidence suggests ideological hatred, radicalization online, anti-trans rhetoric, political anger. But at this stage, officials caution not to jump to conclusions until the case is proven in court. This crime sits at the crossroads of several volatile trends in the U.S. Increasing polarization. Political violence no longer feels theoretical. It has become real. Extremist online spaces. Ideological radicalization, especially among young people who feel unheard or disaffected. Security at public events. How much protection is enough when tensions are high and threats may come from unexpected places? Free speech and its limits. Kirk's debates often pushed those boundaries, and on that day, a debate was silenced by a bullet. Experts are asking, how did security planning allow a sniper shot from a rooftop? Why were nearby buildings not more thoroughly secured? Were there warnings, surveillance, intelligence that went unheeded? These are questions that matter not just for this incident, but for every event in this age of political rage. The moment the news broke, the country reacted. Across party lines, leaders spoke out. Utah's Governor Spencer Cox called it a political assassination. Voices from both sides of the aisle condemned violence, urged calm. For many citizens, it raised fear. For supporters of Kirk, grief. For critics, a chilling demonstration of what ideological conflict might look like when it turns deadly. All wondered, what would this mean for campus politics? For free speech? For safety in public discourse? Turning Point USA, which had already gained surge in students and chapters after Kirk's death, now faces the task of carrying his legacy, but also dealing with the tragedy's scars. His widow, Erica Kirk, has stepped into leadership roles, expressing resolve to continue his mission. America today is grappling with a hard truth. Speech and politics are no longer only about words. They are increasingly about actions. When someone stands on a stage, they can be a target. When someone speaks, they can become a message. Is political disagreement being weaponized? Are opposing views no longer just debated, but feared? Many think yes. They cite recent assassinations, attempted killings, hate crimes. Polls show rising anxiety over safety, even among public figures. Free speech has always carried risk. But what happens when that risk becomes violence? The questions spill into courtrooms, legislatures, campuses. They reflect on how we protect dissent, dialogue, democracy itself. Charlie Kirk's story will not be quickly forgotten. He was a controversial figure, one who provoked, challenged, divided. But in his death, he also became something no one asked to be, a symbol of just how fragile our political culture has become. This assassination forces a choice. Will America allow fear to define its politics? Or will it seek new norms of safety, respect, accountability? When politics become theater, we debate. When politics become violence, we litigate and we mourn. We remember Kirk, not just for his beliefs, but for the moment when debate was interrupted, when discourse was destroyed, when a bullet spoke louder than any argument. In the United States of America, the land of the First Amendment, of spirited debate, of free speech, a dead shot from a rooftop has reminded us that words matter, and that silence can sometimes come with a gunshot. Don't forget to subscribe.